Hello and welcome to second lecture of C++ programming language. In the previous lecture, we've learned about the basic structure of C++ program. In this lecture, we shall learn about declaring variables. So, let's get started. I am creating basic structure. This is the basic Helloworld program as we learnt. Before going to declare variable, get some information about the data type. There are different data types and their use as you can see on the screen. These are integer, long integer, float, double, long double, character, and last one is string. Integer is used to declare a small integer number and long integer is used to store a large integer number. Similarly, float stores a small real value with a decimal point. And double and long double stores values even more precise. Character stores a single character value. String is an array of characters that stores a sentence or some information. I am declaring all these. In our program, first we enter the data type, then a user-defined name of variable. We use an equal symbol to assign some value next to equal to the corresponding variable. You can see there are different names of variable with different data types and different type of values. We learnt in basic structure that a cout is used to output something on the screen. Here it is used to output and see the value of these all variables on screen. There is endl, which stands for end line and is used to move the cursor to the next line on the console. I am going to output all these on console window each with a new line. So this is the result. But wrong answer of long because long value is out of range. Reducing this value. Now the result is okay. I shall describe each data type. The integer data type is used to store a number or integer. Integer may be positive or negative. The number is a user-defined variable name that can be changed. The value can also be changed. You can also change the value later in program. Here is the result of changed value, but a new line is required. You can use endl or /backend to go to new line. Note that you cannot declare a variable name starting with a number. But you can use underscores at start and then numbers or alphabets. C++ programming language is case sensitive, which means that alphabet in lowercase and uppercase are different. If you try to use an integer with capitalized all lowercase whole variable name or an alphabet, there comes an error. You can also not use symbols while declaring a variable. Otherwise, program causes an error. A string is used to store some data containing symbols, alphabets, numbers, words, sentences, new lines and some other escape sequences. I am declaring a string and assigning it some value. Note that a string value is always assigned between quotation marks. While using a variable in cout, remember to avoid typing quotations, otherwise console will print data between two quotations as a string. When we output something in quotations directly, in reality we simply output a string value. Similarly, we can also output an integer value or value of any other data type directly. For example, I am going to try this for integer n. Note that an integer and a character values have different meanings that we shall learn in next lecture. I am declaring some float values. Not that you cannot declare one variable name more than one times, otherwise, there will be an error. But you can change the value of a variable later in program. As we used before, a character stores a single alphabet, number or symbol. A character can also store a single escape sequence. Now I am creating a Helloworld program with two string variables. First output hello, then a space and underworld string. Next to this, I am writing a simple string value with a new line. Now I shall tell you some tricks in C++ programming language to shorten the content. You can compress several cout into a single cout statement by just typing twt angle brackets after each value or variable name and semicolon at end. You can also use an escape sequence that is /n inside the string to move cursor to the next line. We can combine these two strings. Instead of declaring each variable in a new line, we can declare all in a single line, each separated with a comma symbol and semicolon at end. You can also use this method in other data types. So this was the second lecture of C++ programming language. You learnt about declaring variables, endline methods, some data types and tricks to compress content to save time. Our next lecture is based on calculations. We shall learn about calculations in C++ programming language.